Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's going on? Hope all is well with you and yours. And tonight's question, somebody already hopped on that. Wow. Tonight's question, who was the 7th largest holder of U.S. Treasuries in 2024? BlackRock, Fidelity, Berkshire Hathaway, or other? I'm curious to know. Just curious. Just asking for a friend. Just saying, you know? Let's see what we got going on in news. VanEck reports that Bitcoin's recent 30% correction is a market reset rather than a weakness. Let me stop and think about that for a minute. Yeah, I think I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement with that one. And why is that? Not only do you have adoption, but if you were paying attention to my articles this morning, I also pointed out, ooh, that's bad. There you go. I also pointed out that there are a lot of institutions actually integrating that stuff. So yeah. Awesome. Rick Ritchie did his homework and he thinks it's Tether. Ha 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 ha. Wait till he finds out. No, you can't send me to the corner. I know that's what you were thinking. No. But yeah, no, you know what? When you stop to think about Bitcoin's recent decline, like you said, 30%, is that a mega problem? No, it's not. I mean, there's just too much integration. We can talk about inflows and outflows in terms of investment all day long. But we're not going to be able to just simply disregard all of the integration that's happening. When you integrate a technology, especially into a financial institution, it's going to live there for years. It takes a long time to implement something. It takes even longer to decommission it. So if somebody's integrating something at let's say, a bank, yeah, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. Once it's done, it's going to be there like forever. Forever. I mean, some of these banks have systems in them that are like dumb old, like decades, not decade, decades with an S, plural. And by the way, Rick Ritchie, thank you for letting me know that you invested in yourself. I greatly appreciate that. Then we've got South Korea authorities investigate former Bithumb CEO Kim Dae-sik, I think that's his name, for misusing company funds, potentially impacting the exchange's Nasdaq IPO plans. Ooh, that is going to be a problem. There are going to be a lot of people sitting back going, yeah, we don't like that. That's not nice. That's going to be a major problem for Bithumb, because Bithumb did come out and say, we want to go IPO. But think about this. It's a Nasdaq IPO for a South Korean exchange that nobody here can use. Unless you're from there. You can't use it here. So you got to VPN that. So even if you're from South Korea, you've got to VPN it. You got a VPN to get there, to use it. That is like mad interesting. Mad interesting. But I am gonna want to be looking out for, wow, the English I choose to use. Oof, I apologize. I am going to look out for the next steps in that, because I'm dying to find out what that story is. Because that could actually wind up being a big deal. That your former CEO misused funds and that could stop your IPO. Because what does that mean? That means that you did not have the proper controls in place. That's not a little problem. That's a big problem. That's a big problem. So I'm going to be interested to follow that. Then you have Runes Protocol, and I want to get into this a little bit. Runes Protocol introduces agents to enable decentralized trading through automated market makers on Bitcoin, on that layer 1. Now, how can I put this? is that what Bitcoin's meant to do? Right? Like all these things that are going on Bitcoin blockchain, they want to get involved with DeFi. They want to have smart contracts. They want to do all this stuff. Is that what Bitcoin is meant to do? And I have to say, I'm not a Bitcoin maxi. I'm not a purist or anything like that. But I think that if that's what the original thought was, they would have done it. I think it was purposefully done to keep it as simple as possible. That's what I think. That's my own humble opinion. For right or for wrong, I think they were doing it to keep it as simple as possible, so it could actually be used as an alternative to fiat. So I'm just wondering how you guys feel about that, because I look at that and I just go, yeah, I'm not a big fan of all these things coming on to make Bitcoin something that it's not, and then wonder why the fees are so high. Know what I mean? So I have a problem with that. Oh, one of my children are home. Then we have Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse predicting an XRP ETF approval before 2025 ends. That one, yeah. I'm almost like, why did you even say anything? Like, I think it's an impossibility that there wouldn't be one. Right? By the end of this year, have an XRP ETF? Yeah. I don't see how that couldn't happen. I really don't see how that would not happen. So, sometimes I think people speak just to get into the news. And he also spoke about, thinking about the IPO and everything. And I'm sitting here and I'm just going, we know you're going to go IPO. You've been talking about it forever. So instead of talking about it, how about you just be about it and just do it? We're going to go IPO on this. We know you've done all the homework. I don't think there's much left for them to do to go IPO, except go IPO. Like fill out the papers, that kind of thing. I think they've probably got that on a flash drive, boop. And if that was to happen by the end of 2025, got to add that to the calendar. Right? Got to add that to the calendar. What's going on, Hutanic? You know what I don't see? What I don't see is UTXO spelled out, and I don't see that you've invested in yourself, sir. Yeah, I woke up this morning. I'm choosing violence. I'm running on not that much sleep, so I'm punchy right now. I really, really am. Today I threw away 4 phone systems from the 90s. I tripped on that. 50,000. Oh man, complete garbage today because POTS lines. Yeah. Plain old telephone service. I think that's what it's called. Don't exist. It tripped me out going through these evolutions because we're old enough to go through them all. I mean, we could literally, I'm old enough to be able to talk about Betamax, VHS. You know what I mean? Just go through the whole long series, CDs, DVDs, Blu-ray. I can go through the whole thing. It's ridiculous. Rick Ritchie doesn't sound happy. We'll get to that in a moment. We will get to that in a moment because I know you're talking about he went to that conference and spoke a little bit and just nothing. Yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. Pump.fun launches PumpSwap, its own DEX on Solana amid Solana's, I think, like a 60% revenue decline. 60%. Why? Because meme coins. Right? Nobody cares. Stick to the money. Nobody cares about any of that. Stick to the money. You're upset because you know how much money you spent on that stuff. I know the feeling. Let's get back to the question again. Who was the 7th largest holder of U.S. Treasuries in 2024? BlackRock, Fidelity, Berkshire Hathaway, other. And if you say other, 40% of you have said other. If you say other, I want to know what it is. And I know that Rick Ritchie already thinks it's Tether. Good luck with that. So what else happened? The SEC clarifies that Bitcoin and Litecoin mining under proof of work are exempt from securities laws, ensuring regulatory certainty for miners. You want to know what other coin falls into that category? You want to know? You want to know? Yeah. Doge coin. Yeah. Yeah. That falls right in on it. Falls right there. And that's its only saving grace. Like, what else does Doge have? Nothing. It's just me. It's nothing. It's funny. It's funny. I don't want to get political, but it's funny that Dogecoin has nothing. I'm trying to hold it in, folks. I'm trying to hold it in. I'm trying to keep it together. Canary Capital files for the first NFT-backed crypto ETF, including exposure to Pengu tokens, Pudgy Penguin NFTs, Solana, and Ethereum. What I told you was going to happen is happening now. There's going to be mixed bags. Mixed bags are happening, and that's kind of normalizing the use. They're starting to think of Web3 as like, just like any other stock, commodity, whatever. It's just, that's how it's flowing. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. It's becoming crypto. What it says is that Web3 is becoming a part of the financial fabric. Is a part of the financial fabric, but is getting more woven in every day. Imagine that. Imagine that. This is everyday stuff we're talking about now. Everyday stuff. This is not crazy. This is everyday stuff. I know I missed one. Glassnode reports a 50% drop in Bitcoin's hot supply over the past 3 months. A 50% drop in Bitcoin's hot supply over 3 months, signaling reduced liquidity and potential bullish conditions for Bitcoin recovery. I mean, you really start thinking about, wow, it's really kind of tight. It's really, really kind of tight. It's no joke. 1 second, let me drop a note here real quick. People just don't understand. Please. There you go. So this next one kind of annoys me. And you'll understand why it annoys me. I'm just going to read you my notes. Wells Fargo agrees to a $19.5 million settlement in a class action lawsuit over secret sales recordings, with payments ranging from $86 to $5,000 per call. $19.5 million for a class action. Mind you, a huge chunk of that goes straight to the attorneys. Huge chunk goes straight to the attorneys. Hello, Hutanik. Hello, Rick Ritchie. Hello, Leroy. It's valid to... I don't know that I agree with that. Bitcoin is already behind. If you compare Bitcoin to other coins in terms of capabilities, everything else, Bitcoin is the dinosaur. So that statement to me doesn't really hold true. I know what you mean, but if you really stop and think about it, that's why I'm kind of like, it's not going to get used the way other coins get used, and some of these projects don't care. They're not thinking about that. It's not meant to do certain things. Simplicity was the whole thing. Keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. That really was the idea. And when you look at how, I think I think that what made it finally work, because remember, Bitcoin wasn't the first try. Okay? So I think what made Bitcoin work was that they kept it simple. They didn't try anything else. They said, how about we get this to work first, and then with other projects, we can do that other stuff. That's why Ethereum, you can do a lot of stuff with Ethereum. Look at all the coins in order. You can see just all the stuff that you're capable of doing. But you didn't say that. You didn't say that before. Can't get mad at me about that. Just saying. Can't get mad at me about that. but it holds true. The newer you are, probably the more capable you are. And here's something that'll kick you in the teeth. The newer you are, if you're not more capable, then why do you exist? Like some of these projects, I just look at them and I just go, what's the reason for your existence? Just to think years ago, they thought it was a Ponzi. Now everybody wants a piece of the pie. I compare BTC to a Model T to crypto. Not bad. That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah. I'd never understood how they could think it was a Ponzi. I think a lot of people at first didn't understand it. And then other people did understand it. And they got scared. And then after a while, they figured out, well, it's not going to go away. I know, that's why I'm laughing on the inside. I know it's your keyboard. Get a new keyboard. What is your keyboard, 50 years old? Man, throw it out with the telephones. But yeah, I'm looking at how all these things work, and I'm looking at the integration of crypto, the adoption of crypto, the interest in crypto, the education in crypto, just all of these things, and not just the crypto aspect. The whole Web3 space. The whole Web3 space is what I'm talking about. That's the big deal. And I'm kind of like, wow, you should really think about that. Because I think it's funny that when you see everybody talking about, oh, it's going to crash. Mr. Schiff, it's not going to do all that, Peter. And you go, wait, dude. Are you not paying attention to everything that's going on right now? Your constant yapping, which I think is planned. Everybody's constant yapping against crypto. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, all of these companies have stuff going on. They really do. Let me see if I can find that note from this morning. BlackRock and Solana. Bot activity, analyst, shocking report. No, not that one. Warning, Uniswap, Kraken. But there was a lot of news this morning. Holy moly. So we discussed that the involvement of major financial institutions in blockchain technology and digital assets, highlighting various institutional projects and pilots in this space. It emphasizes the institution's focus on cross-border transfers, settlements, central bank digital currencies, although that has probably dwindled down a lot, and tokenized assets, indicating a shift toward utilizing blockchain for efficiency and transparency in the global financial system. That was from this morning. There are a lot of companies out there doing a lot of stuff. Financial firms. I had a conversation with an executive today at a major bank, and I was telling him that. I was like, if you have problems connecting your systems, create a centralized system based on blockchain. All of your systems would be able to talk to the blockchain and pull the information that they need to pull, and it'll move faster. Everything will move faster. That's the big deal. So I'm kind of like, yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing? Just how is that working for you? And I'm kind of like, yeah, just look at that. Now, Rick Ritchie, every time Trump speaks, about crypto, it dumps. Yeah, he went to a conference, a crypto conference, and yeah, it didn't work out so well. If you look at the market right now, it zero effect. I mean, it went down. It went down. It came back, but that's it. There was no bump up. There was no bump up. So, yeah, that's gone. Because right now, everybody's looking for the facts. Don't talk about it. Stop talking and start doing. That's what people are looking for. They're looking for the guardrails. I mean, yeah, sure, you're dropping cases and all that, so you can actually see some movement, but all of that can come back with a new regime. So what guardrails are you putting in place? That's what everybody's asking. How are you going to do this? How and when? That's been the theme for like a couple of months now. How and when? Yeah. Start reading those executive orders is what I would tell you. Start reading all of the executive orders that are out there and figure out how many of them actually affect your bag. Because there are a lot of things that are tied into those executive orders that people are not paying attention to because they're buried in there. That can affect things that are going on. Like one of them is, you're allowed to have lobbyists in your cabinet. You don't have to report the kind of money that you used to have to report. Don't believe me? Go look it up. Dead serious. Go look it up. That's going to affect your bags. Whether you choose to believe so or not, it's going to affect your bags. The decisions being made right now, I mean, think about some of these decisions. Oh, let's go start a family meme coin. What? Let's go create an avenue where I can accept money without anybody knowing who gave me the money? And then let me write an executive order that lets me do that? Because that means that regulations can change. Regulations can flip for whatever reason. And what everybody's looking for right now is how and when are you going to put in solid guardrails by which Web3 can operate. Because I'm not going to feel that we're on any solid ground until that happens. Now, would that have happened if the loser had gotten into office? I don't know. But I need to know how and when it's going to happen now. How? When? With what? I mean, for a long time, everybody was thinking that, the United States was trying to, hurt Tether and blah, 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 and all that good stuff. And luckily, the Genius Act doesn't say that. That language quietly went away. So, again, I want to see, because I'm not going to kid you. I can go back through a lot of presidents and say there's a whole bunch of stuff that I disagree with, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that I agree with. No matter what party they're from. Right? In the United States. And so right now, I'm all about, okay, so you were talking. So you were talking. So if you listen to what he was saying today, and you listen to what he was saying before, okay, you're still talking. I haven't heard David Sachs come out with anything. That's your crypto czar, right? What has he done? What has he accomplished? What is he doing? I want to know. Hello, 8 Pause, and hello, Rod. What was Aloha Fam? Tether became So 8 Pause. 8 Pause gave everybody the answer. You're not supposed to give facts like that. You're just supposed to say who it is, so you know next time. So we can close this poll because 8 Pause went and shared the research when she's just supposed to say, I think it's Tether, like Richie. And hold it. How many? We got 8 votes. 62% were other. 25%. Somebody finally said Fidelity. I don't know if you guys realize, I try to put Fidelity in a lot of questions, and Fidelity almost never, this is the first time in a long time somebody actually voted for Fidelity. I find that to be funny. BlackRock 12% and Berkshire Hathaway 0. Although Berkshire Hathaway does hold a lot. That's why I threw it in there. Berkshire Hathaway holds a lot. No. Look up. 8 paws and 2 feet actually gave the answer. She actually went and copied and pasted. Don't do that. Gave it away. Not supposed to do that. Yeah, you already said that, but I said if you say other, put it in there. So you said I think it's Tether. But you didn't say, "Oh, here are all the facts behind it." Oh, sure you did, Ham's house. Sure you did. Sure you did. Oh, I had it right. Yeah. Okay there, buddy. All right there, buddy. Solana's network revenue collapsed 97% over the past little while. If they fix their network gremlin, Solana could be a strong blockchain. But I need to see that. Those are just the facts. BNB changed Pascal hard fork, improves transaction efficiency, enhances Ethereum compatibility, and increases decentralized exchange dominance, surpassing Ethereum and Solana in volume. I keep telling people, you cannot shake a stick at BNB. Ethereum and BNB are two of the most built upon chains out there. Back to what we were talking about before, which is why I look at, Bitcoin, all these people trying to do something on Bitcoin, and then they'll complain that the gas fees are too high. And I'm just like, it's because you have all this dumb crap going on the network. It's not what it's meant for. Rod, did you choose violence? It looks like you're choosing violence today. That's what it looks like. All right, so politician, cartel, and mobster are interchangeable name tags. Damn. You forgot banker. Just saying. The reason why I brought up that whole Wells Fargo thing is because it's yet again, here's a bank that's gotten out of line. You're recording the sales calls? I mean, I can't believe that nobody's going to jail. If you're recording that without my permission, or even worse, without my knowledge, isn't that called illegal wiretapping? How come nobody's going to jail? That's the biggest problem with big business, is that they'll do something wrong and they'll have to pay a fine, but nobody goes to jail for something that holds jail time. Wouldn't that be amazing? If they started putting people in jail, I'm telling you, we'd have far less problems. Oh, well, the CEO knew about it. Everybody, so you did it. This person knew about it. This person knew about it. This person knew about it. Maybe the people above and those people below didn't know about it, but this string of people knew about it. You want an example? I'll give you an example. I did an article, when was it, last year or the year before, about how a news team followed around, actually news team and police followed around a white truck, a white box truck, as it went from bank to bank to bank, making huge deposits, and how those deposits weren't detected, and how TD Ameritrade, or TD Bank, had problems. Canadian-based TD Bank, yeah, that one. And then Sean told me how I was actually covered on Canadian Broadcast Channel. Yeah. Yeah. So they went to several different branches for several different banks and made these huge deposits. How were you able to make those huge deposits? Because I think it's like $5,000 because they dropped it from 10. It used to be able to make up to a $10,000 deposit without it causing any kind of issues. And they dropped it like significantly. They dropped it by thousands. So how were you depositing tens of thousands without any problem? Did somebody put something on the account? So like maybe at the branch, nothing was, crazy or anything else like that. Or did they get to the branch manager who got to this person, who got to this person, who got to this person, so nobody would look? This is what I mean. They need to go to jail. These are things that carry jail time. It happened right here in New York City. Those are things that carry jail time. How come nobody's going to jail? How come nobody was arrested? All these things happen, and all these companies have to do is, I don't know, pay a little fine, a little slap on the wrist. Get home, have dinner with the family. That affects our bags. Lie, cheat, steal. That affects our bags. Like seriously affects our bags. So I want them to start enforcing the law. That's awesome. Thank you, Bianca. Thank you, Paula. That is awesome. Paula, I have faith that you will actually invest in yourself later. I'm sure of it. And Bianca, I'm glad you invested in yourself today. I mean, even if you're just listening to these videos, you are investing in yourself. 15 minutes a day. I'm not asking for the world. I'm asking for you to invest in yourself 15 minutes a day. 15 minutes a day. Just saying. Oh, Hutanik. One more thing about those POTS lines. The only difference is you can't use that old equipment anymore. Can't. It's nothing to plug into. But if you look at the way coins are operating now, you can still use those coins though. Doesn't that bite? And how do you gracefully get rid of a coin? Well, possibly perjury. But how does that affect our bags? Tie that back in somehow, man, or we got to delete that because it's not. Innate Pause caught it too. She was like, the bankers. On the other comment, bankers. The swappable names, bankers. When that whole crash happened, what was it 2008, something like that? 2008, 2009, 2008. No, 2007, right? It's 2007. Anyway, when that happened, did anybody go to jail? Nobody went to jail. Nobody's serving time for that. Nobody's serving time for that. So I'm just like, if we had done something like that, we're serving time. They do something like that, the company cuts a check. The company didn't do anything. The company is not a human being. A human being made those decisions to allow those things to happen. Where's the human being with the orange jumpsuit? This is what I mean. This is why I tell you, GMB3, do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. Because everything around the world right now is so crazy that you literally need to know where your value is in case you need to get to it quick. There are a lot of people that get involved in crypto, not just because they can make money off of it or anything else, but because they can use it in a lot of places around the world. You no longer have to worry about leaving the country with a suitcase full of cash. No, you don't have to do that. You know what I find to be really funny, and I've brought it up a couple of times. So when we outsource jobs, we're sending money overseas. There used to be people that would try to fly back to another country with a suitcase worth of money. A suitcase full of money, rather. All you have to do now, if you really want to launder money, start a recruiting agency, a remote recruiting agency, right? Have a company, a fake company, and have a company outsource to another company and have them outsource it back to another country. Get into the system. Now you get the money out of the country. I mean, of course, first you have to get it into the system, but that's another way of getting it out of the country. Oh, I had to send it out of the country. We're paying these people over there. We're literally sending suitcases worth of money out to other countries because we're outsourcing. It's huge. It's huge. And I keep looking at it because I'm looking at companies having layoffs and why are they having layoffs? I had that conversation I had with the executive today. We're just yapping over the phone, and he's like, "Yeah, I have a mandate. I've got to outsource these jobs. These aren't tech jobs. They're not tech jobs. I've got to outsource them to India." Wow. Money savings. So it's not just tech jobs that we're outsourcing. It's not just customer service jobs that we're outsourcing. We're outsourcing some big jobs. Some really big jobs. We're talking deep 6-figure jobs. That guy from Yale that I told you about, that professor, where he said, yeah, that middle class job market, yeah, that doesn't exist anymore. They've been outsourced. 70 to 80%, they've been outsourced. I told you before, wealthy or poor, which one are you? Now, there could be levels to poor, but still poor. I'm down here too. The level of poor doesn't matter. You're poor. You're not wealthy. So if you're not wealthy, by definition, you're poor. Some people will take offense to that. But I keep telling people, you must invest. First investment is in yourself, right? Do your own research, know your entries and exits, absolutely invest deliberately. And then you have to invest because saving is giving your money to somebody else so that they can make money off of your money. Investing is you making money off your money. And believe me when I tell you, you need to make as much money as possible. You need to create as much value as possible. One of the things I like about crypto is that it's more liquid than real estate. And truth be told, I don't really have a big, I don't really have a big love of real estate. Everybody says, oh, you should do real estate. Or it used to be everybody says you do real estate. You know, some people are being told, yeah, maybe 20% of your portfolio should be real estate. Just keep that number down. If you pay off your mortgage, you still pay taxes. If you don't pay those taxes, they can take your land back. It's not your land. You pay taxes on the land. You shouldn't have to pay taxes for the land that you already bought. It's your land. What you have to pay taxes for are any services that you use. And it's not a tax. It should be a fee. Right? Where do you get your power from? Not the government. You don't get your power from the government. You get your power from a company, a corporation. Just saying, there are certain things that we need to pay attention to. And that's one of those things. They say do real estate because the tax code is written for real estate. Yeah, but a lot of financial advisors are telling you to keep that portion of your portfolio a little bit lower. Real estate ain't what it used to be. And a lot of them are expecting a pop to that bubble. For commercial real estate, they're expecting a pop to that bubble. I still think the next frontier in real estate is going to be buying a huge piece of land and putting a whole bunch of tiny homes on it. Not trailers, tiny homes. Tiny homes. Like they're basically just standalone apartments, right? That's all a home is. It's a standalone apartment. Single floor, it's tiny. Boom. Shouldn't be homelessness in this country. We have more than enough land. We have more than enough resources. In Missouri, you pay taxes on land, house, and cars, basically everything. Yeah, it's not yours anymore. That's what's crazy. Not the tiny homes. Yeah, the tiny homes. Because I can fit more people. Whoa. I think we're having thunderstorms soon because I just saw some lightning and it looks serious. Ooh. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, I think that you must invest now so that you can prepare later. And if you're young and you're investing, that's good. If you're young and investing and you expect to have kids, that's a good thing. Because I don't think there's ever been another time where you've got to set your kids up. You've got to set your kids up to push them higher than where you've been, because it's more important now than ever, in my humble opinion. It really is. Tiny homes are a risk nightmare. Someone trips between two tiny homes, who is liable? Well, you make streets out of it and it becomes a neighborhood. You're out. Whatever it is, if it's an insurance problem, we can figure it out. But first, let's figure out getting people up off of the streets. Let's do that first. You know what I mean? I don't mind having to figure out an insurance problem if I can put a roof over somebody's head. Let's do that first. Then we can worry about insurance. And insurance, yeah, some of these companies need to rethink things. But yeah, I mean, we can figure that out. But we shouldn't have people hungry in this country. We shouldn't have homelessness in this country. Not with all the billionaires and millionaires. That should not be. Should not be. I was listening to somebody the other day, yesterday as a matter of fact, and they were talking about how back in the day, the multiple between the lowest person at a company and the highest person at a company, and they went through the different industries, and it was like 10 times, 20 times, 5 times. And you come to today and it's hundreds of times. Thousands of times. They were like, a CEO of a bank makes 1,000 times more than a teller. Why? Just saying. So yeah, we're going to have to invest to have anything. Right? If I'm still paying taxes on land, I don't believe that we should. I frankly believe that we should not be paying taxes on the land that we bought. Right? Because every time we turn around, somebody else is picking up the tax and their taxes go up. They keep going up and 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 up. Why? And I know my question sounds naive. I'm not naive. It's more like, why is the system like that? It's fixable. It's absolutely fixable. Absolutely fixable. But if we want our kids to be successful, enjoy even a modicum of success, we've got to invest, teach them how to invest so they can start off higher than where we are. As a father, that's the way I look at it. That's my job. That's the only job I actually give a damn about. I don't give a shit else. Compared to that, I don't give a shit about anything else. Compared to making sure that my kids are taken care of, I don't care about anything else. Nothing. If my kids are okay, all right, I'm good. If my kids aren't okay, don't get in my way. It's all about my kids. They're my heir. So I invest and try to pass along how to invest because I can see the writing on the wall. When you have an executive that is in the wealthy class, while everybody coming out of school because they were taught they have to go to school is starting out way down there. So far down, you can't even see them. Just you look down, you just kind of like, you're looking through the clouds. Nope, can't see you. It's a cloudy day. Can't see you. That's how I'm feeling about it. That's why I ask you guys every day, did you invest in yourself? I even ask people that I know do research every day. I say it as a reminder. Did you invest in yourself? Every day. Every day. So let me get to some of these comments. Yes, tiny homes with breathing space between them. Yep. Streets even. House, street. House, street. I mean, we can figure it out. We can really figure it out. It's not that difficult. I always say AI should be building homes and growing food first, not just taking jobs. It's another skill. I work in AI. It's just another skill. But yeah, I mean, you have machines that can build a home in like a fraction of the time that it takes a whole bunch of construction workers to do it. They can literally print out homes. Just they can print out neighborhoods. They actually have some of the machines printing out neighborhoods. Am I impressed that in the United States, I think we currently have 7 of those machines? I'm not impressed because in China, they've got a ton of them. They're building a whole bunch of stuff. You know, everything that we keep talking about, you know, electric cars. China's got better electric cars. Look at the news. Go do the research. They have better electric cars than we do. We're bragging about, you know, a car that has a panel fall off. You know, a 9-foot panel fall off $100,000 truck. Like, are you serious? That's embarrassing. Meanwhile, they invented a charger that will charge your car almost as fast as it takes for you to fill up a gas tank. How come we don't have that? Some of their electric cars, all electric cars, they have a gas engine inside, not to power the car, but to reload the battery, and you're still driving on battery. So you can get to the next spot to fill up with juice. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff. And we're too busy living in this little box that we're not looking at the rest of the world. There are a lot of smart people out there. Not everybody comes from the United States. There are a lot of smart people out there. That's why when DeepSeek came along, everybody was like, oh, snap. Oh, wow. Woo. Yeah. There are other smart people out there. Really, really, really smart. Really smart. So yeah, we've got to step up our game. And one of the first things that I wanted my kids to do, travel. You want to know why? Because when you travel to another country and you see that other country and you see how it actually is firsthand, not videos on the internet, firsthand, you're there. Then you can make a real judgment call. One of my daughters, she's got her passport. She's like, I'm ready to rock and roll. You guys ready to rock and roll? Because she's like, I could leave now. No problem. No problem. She's like, if you say we're out, I'm ready. Just saying, these are real deal things. Look at the markets that are around you. Look at how much things cost. Look at who controls those prices. Eggs are mad expensive, right? Why? There are a few companies that produce the eggs. You know, have the chickens that produce the eggs. Why? All those chickens that got killed because of the bird flu and all that, they've been replaced a couple of times by now already. That's how fast that happens. So why egg price is still high? Think and play it. Do your own research. Do your own research. You'll see. You'll sit there and you'll just go, I thought he was full of it. Oh, yeah. He was for real. Yeah, I'm very for real. I'm very, very, very for real. When you have a handful of companies that can raise prices on essentials like eggs, you've got a problem. The fact that the government hasn't done anything about it tells you you have a problem. I know it was all kiki and ha-ha when I was talking about buying Lucy eggs at the corner store, but that's not funny. It's not funny. $1 an egg? $1.50 an egg? Dead serious. Imagine you're going to the store and you're buying a baggie of eggs, not a carton, a baggie of eggs. Told you before, what that says is I can't afford to feed my family. That's what that means. For real, for real. That's why I tell you guys, please invest in yourselves every day. Every day. Don't miss it. Eggs are a Ponzi scheme because the price of chicken didn't go up. Yeah, not like that. Terrible analogy, but I'm not lying to you. I'm not lying to you. Go do your own research. Go look up the companies that control egg prices. It's not the stores raising prices on eggs. They got to pay more for eggs. Why are egg prices still so high? Why isn't that all over the news? Can you name a company that actually produces eggs? Not easily, can you? Can you look it up? Sure, you can look it up, but nobody knows the name of the company. You think chicken and you go, Tyson, Purdue. It's like real fast. But they're not in the egg business. Who's in the egg business? Oh. You know, I have a friend down in Florida. He's not allowed to have a chicken coop. Only farmers are allowed to have chicken coops. See how that works? I own land and I can't raise animals. I own land. I can't have chickens? Huh. Why is that? Oh, because somebody's making money off the eggs. I know like a lot of people up here that have chicken coops now because egg prices went through the roof. And they were like, yeah, I'm not going through that. We eat too many eggs. So they have chicken coops and they maintain them. But they're out there hustling every day to make money to invest. To make money to invest. Teach your kids young. Teach them often. Take classes. Do all that. 5 companies control all the food brands. Yep. How many companies control the seeds? I went to the store. I went to Home Depot. Was it Home Depot? No, not Home Depot. It was Costco. I went to Costco. And Costco had... No, I'm wrong. It was Home Depot. Went to Home Depot and they had fruit trees. I was like, oh, I'm going to buy a grape tree. And I looked at it. Seedless grapes. They don't want you to have access to seeds or anything else like that. I'm not talking about prepping or anything else like that, but I am talking about learning how to be self-sustaining. Some of that takes money. Some of that takes investment in time, investment in yourself. Learn how to invest your money, learn how to invest your value, learn how to grow some plants, some vegetables. I'm growing some plants. I got spinach, beefsteak, tomatoes, cilantro, basil, other herbs, and ghost peppers and Carolina Reapers. Yeah, I like hot chili. Just saying. We've got to pay attention to these things. I tell you these things for a reason. I tell you these things for a reason. And I know some of you are sitting there going, Eddie, what are you talking about? Remember, these videos are primarily for my kids. So think about everything that I just said and pretend you're one of my kids. Now you get it. Now you get it. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. What's up, Chicano? I hope you enjoy what I'm doing. If you do, smash the likes. Tell your friends about us. Get them to watch the videos. Get them to invest in themselves. And if they can, become a member. Everybody have a great night. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. And as always, thank you for your trust. Everybody have a great night. Bye-bye.